Thank you, Chair. Wache Shanayah Indigenous. My name is Shanayah Echum. I am a Youth Council Board Member at the Ontario Native Women's Association, the oldest and largest Indigenous women's organization in Canada. I am here amplifying the collective voices of over 30 Indigenous women's organizations and groups. As an Indigenous youth, I know our languages are fundamental to our identities, cultures, spirituality, and self-determination, as well as relations with the land and to the world. Our languages are used to pass down Indigenous histories and knowledge systems from one generation to the next, to youth, to our family, to our community, and amongst a nation. Our languages teach us to recognize all relations, what their roles are, and what our responsibility is to them. Our languages interpret our experience on the land, help us to know who we are within our world, our social structure, and who we are as people in relation to all worldly beings. Yet, through the process of colonization and its lasting intergenerational trauma, Indigenous languages were put under attack. Indigenous languages in Canada are in a state of endangerment. Last year, the Special Rapporteur on the Rights of Indigenous People visited Canada and noted in his end of mission statement that 70% of Indigenous languages in Canada are in danger of disappearing. We called for support to restore, reclaim, and revitalize our languages, cultures, and identities for Indigenous women and youth today and for our future generations. We recommend and urge the Human Rights Council to implement Proposal 7 of the 2023 Expert Mechanisms Annual Report to the Council. We further recommend that any future work related to Indigenous languages include an Indigenous gender-based lens and consider Indigenous women and youth to inherit rights and the promotion of fulfillment of Indigenous language rights. Urge states to allocate appropriate funding to Indigenous women's organizations. Our organizations must be funded to maintain and provide access to traditional languages, cultures, Indigenous knowledge, land-based knowledge, and healing, histories of colonization and its ongoing manifestations and stories of impact of Indigenous women and youth leadership. Indigenous youth like me know that language and cultural grounded programs and services are vitally important. These are crucial to our futures as young Indigenous leaders and community. 3. Ensure Indigenous women's and youth full, effective, meaningful participation and leadership at all levels of decision making. We have the right to be empowered in our roles as leaders and knowledge barriers, and we must be at decision-making tables, included those related to the International Decade of Indigenous Languages. Miigwech.